And welcome to Flexible Games, where in this episode we are actually going to do a mod spotlight. I just released a new mod for FortressCraft Evolved. It adds a new Auto-Excavator. As you know, the basic model Auto-Excavator is fairly limited in scope. It can only do a 3x3 area, and it's kind of tedious when you want to do, larger areas of clearing. So I went ahead and made a mod that sort of addresses this. So if we look at the basic Auto-Excavator, and see if I can find it. I'm in a test world where, I am sort of, it's not meant to be taken seriously. So I've got just a ton of stuff in here, and it's just for testing purposes. So here's your basic Auto-Excavator. This is the one that comes with the game. It does a 3x3 by 256. It's great for clearing out shafts or just, it's kind of limited in that scope as well because it doesn't clear out ores. So if you're making a shaft for, say, a lift or whatever, you're going to have ores in the way. So with my mod, the Mk2 Auto-Excavator, it is unlocked by completing the advanced logistics, the research, and it costs 15 research points to unlock. And the crafting, let's see, I believe it should be in here. There it is. Here's what it takes to craft: 2 advanced machine blocks, 2 Mk2 laser energy transmitters, 10 servo motors, and 5 conductive PCBs, which are gold based. So it does require you to actually have scanned gold. Anyway, the Mk2 Auto-Excavator does a much bigger radius. Let me put this one over here. This does a much larger radius, but it only goes 128 high. So you can, it goes actually a lot higher. You can see the white lines go up. So this does 256, this does 128, but it's a 19 by 19 area. And as you can see, it is tinted blue. There's really no way of really reskinning anything in the game yet, so it is just a tinted blue model. Anyway, the other feature of it is you can actually toggle it to remove ores. So you can hit Q and it will clear the ore that it finds, just sort of like the BFL does. And you can hit Q again and it will go back to default. So while it is firing, while it is working, you can actually swap that over. So you can sort of strategically get rid of veins if you want. So let's say if you're clearing out the area around a titanium vein, you can set it to default, and as soon as it clears the titanium vein and maybe it runs into coal, you can set that and it will clear whatever is above it. The other feature of this mod is you can configure this, the relative stats on it by going into the XML file. I included in the main directory of the mod, there is a config XML file that allows you to change 4 of the variables, mainly the radius, the build height, or the excavate height, and the power draw per shot on default and or. Because by default, I've set it to consume in default mode here. Let's set it to default. In default mode, it will consume the same amount of energy as its Mark 1, as the regular Auto-Excavator. As soon as you set it into clear ore mode, it will use 4 times the power per block, not just the ore blocks, for every block. So it's kind of a trade-off between clearing an area and clearing the ores. If you want to go see this thing in motion or in action, let's go down to an area where I've got some power set up. Anyway, again, the mod can be configured. So if you want to set it, you can set it to maybe clear an area, but only maybe 10 high. And that way you can clear out a room pretty easily using that function. So let's go put it over here. And it will immediately start. And I'm going to put it on clear ore mode. It will start to consume a lot of power. It's got a 1280 power internal buffer that it pulls from. And it will clear out. It doesn't look like it's doing anything right now because it's actually starting on the far side of its radius. So if we go over here, we'll be able to see eventually it will clear out. There it is. So you can see that it starts clearing on that line back there, and it just kind of goes row by row by row, and it will clear everything out. You know, it's one of those set it and forget it sort of machines. You just set it up, you go about and you feed it a bunch of power, but then you can leave it and it will just continue digging on its own. The other thing you probably want to be aware of is I don't actually save anything to to disk regarding the block itself. So you can remove the mod if you so choose, and it won't corrupt your world. However, the drawback to that is it does not save the mode that it's currently in. So if you have one in your world and it's going and it's firing and you have it set to clearing ore, when you exit and then reload the world, it will go back to its default. So I don't save that as a trade-off to not corrupting data if you don't want the mod anymore. So you can see the room is a nice big room. Now again, this will clear out 128 high, and since we're only 65 meters down, it will clear out all the way up, just like the Auto-Excavator. It clears it just fine. So that is the mod spotlight for the Mk2 Auto-Excavator. If this is something you're interested in, the download link for the forum thread is in the description. You can see here it's clearing out this coal. So check out the link in the description for the thread that describes the mod and allows you to download it. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.